Hi, my name is Conchita Davis. I live in Decatur, Georgia. I'm 52 years old and very single. I'm going to cook a dish for you that is very near and dear to my heart. I saw it on a show. It was one of my many cooking shows I was watching, and decided I would try it, but tweak it to make it moise. So what I'm going to make for you, I don't even have a special name for it, but it's a chicken dish that's got the savory sauces of white wine and apples and cranberries. It's going to give you kind of a feel of the holiday seasons of Thanksgiving and that kind of feeling to the meal. As I went to the store today to my one of my favorite spots, which is the Cass Farmers Market, I bought some of my wonderful produces, and I have arugula and my chicken breast and my wine and all my wonderful ingredients. Of course, the cucumber won't go in it. That's just something else I picked up. But the rest of some of this yummy stuff will go into my meal as well. And as you can see in my kitchen, I have my multitude of cookbook for references that I reference to, and I go through many of them as I'm looking for a special dish, and I will tweak and tweak and tweak and tweak until it's mine. And so that's how it goes. My lovely refrigerator that's stocked with produce. Cooking to me is like therapy. Once I'm stressed out or I'm busy, I cook because it makes me feel relaxed. I try not to eat it all because I will look like a cow. So I make it and I share it with my friends because it's my way of showing my love for my friends. It's my language for love to them. So I cook and I call them up, or I take it to work, or I tell them, come get this SHIT out of my house before I eat it. So there we are with that part. Cooking. I first learned how to cook when I was younger. I'm not sure what age. I just remember my mother being in the hospital, and my father not wanting to cook, or not sure what to cook or how to cook. Not sure what that story was. But I know he took my sister and I, and he took 2 stools up to the stove. Now we were probably about maybe this tall. And I think we're in 6th grade, maybe 6th grade. Elementary school, about to go into middle school, I guess. And our job was inside work, and my brother's job was outside work. And there was many days when we would see him being drugged down the street by this big old German Shepherd that we had. So you'd hear him hollering going down the street, the dog pulling him behind him, and his poor fella always had to come in and change clothes. But we'd get in trouble because my dad would insist on him walking the dog, but then he would be in trouble because he got all dirty. Imagine that. But anyway, our job was inside, so we had to clean and cook and stuff like that. So I first learned how to cook, and like I said, he put some stools up to the stove and taught us how to cook. And me and my sister's first meal was breakfast. So we wanted to be creative, and we went to the store, and we got, we went to the store, I'm sorry, we went to the kitchen, and we got out some eggs, and we wanted to be creative, so we went in the cabinet, and we saw food coloring. So we got all the colors in the food coloring that were in there, so we pulled out the green, and we made green scrambled eggs. Can you imagine what that looked like on a plate? So we had green eggs and ham. Imagine Dr. Seuss would ever thought that would happen, but that's what we had. Scrambled egg. My dad looked at it when we put it on the plate and served it to him like, what am I supposed to do with this? But he ate it as a good supportive person would do, as they want you to continue to cook. So that was our first experience with learning how to cook. I also learned how to cook through my aunts. My mom's a good cook. All my aunts are great cooks. We just come from a family of good cooks. My grandmother, my aunts, even my sister can cook. Of course, she's not as good a cook as I am, but you know, what can I say? Neither is my mom. She used to be good, and I learned a lot from her. But but now she takes lessons from me. So, my aunt, and they lived in Alabama, and we lived in California at the time, so we would come down during the summers and visit, and we would go to their house during the summer months, and I would watch them cook and bake. They would bake these 6 and 7 layer cakes. This wonderful chocolate cake is like 6 layers, fudgy icing, and just and a caramel cake to die for. Finally got those family recipes from them, so they'll be in the family for years to come. Mom attempted to make it. She was pretty good at it, but I'm pretty sure I'll be better at it. So we're going to season this lovely chicken breast here. Don't want anybody to get salmonella. Okay. All my drawers are all my wonderful utensils, so I'm going to need my pounder for my chicken breast. What else will I need? My cabinet of wonderful stock pantry with everything I have in it. All my seasonings that overflow in here, and my sauces and everything that's in here. I'll need my seasoned salt, my parsley, my garlic. What else will I need? Onions, pepper, salt, seasoning. That's the right thickness I want it. Let's see. Yeah. Olive oil, virgin olive oil. It's sticking on my pan. I'll season this side and I'll season the other side. Season salt. Celery, salt, black pepper, and some onion salt. I went out and I grew some this spring. I planted some okra and some cucumbers and some peppers and some fresh basil. Actually, here are my some of my peppers that I grew. We got sweet peppers and the little jalapeno peppers. Grew those. Don't have any of the cucumbers. Those were wonderful. They were good. Nothing like homegrown veggies. But I have my basil that I'm going to get out of my lovely sunroom over here. And the fresh basil here. I'm going to take a couple of sprigs off of here. Let's just take some here. Another sprig of basil. Smells wonderful. Aromatic. Wonderful knife set, but I can't watch the HSN either, because when I see HSN and they have around the holiday time, they have all the gift show ideas. They're not necessarily for other people, they're more for me when I'm watching it, because I see all the cooking specials and they have all the little tools. So this is one of my special treats to myself. It's a set of knives from the Emerald collection. I love these. Some of my other treasures that I've acquired through the HSN, where most people would want jewelry or something. I want Conchita Davis. One of my girlfriends bought me for Christmas my wonderful pie baking machine. I'm going to show you that. I love it. Where is it? This is one of my lovely tools I love. I can make pies, pot pies, tarts, all kind of stuff in this. Meat pies. I love it. I actually one time wanted to introduce or get a critique from this one restaurant on my baked goods, and I baked little mini sweet potato pies and took them over to his shop, and he loved them. He wanted to talk about trying to get him in his store, but we'll see. These are some of the things that I'm looking for from my cooking skills when I take them to places. It's to help me gain a gauge on what people think about my cooking skills, my talents. Not that I need somebody to tell me that they're great. I just know they're great, but it's good to know what other people think, because that's who you're cooking for. Very quick. So I'm going to do some of the other stuff that takes a little longer, which is I'm going to serve with a side of stuffing. I'll make like a breadcrumb cornbread type stuffing. I'm going to first using trusty gadget of mine, but I don't know how any cooks go without it. My famous chopper. Chop up my Trinity, which I call it, which is my celery, my onions, my pepper. And I want it to be kind of almost finely chopped. Okay, so I've chopped it to the consistency that I want it, which looks kind of like that, finely chopped. That's all that. Another memory that I had from growing up is when I would watch my aunt make one of my favorites that I love to prepare now is gumbo. And she would make a seafood gumbo, and there's a chicken gumbo. So I make one, depends on what I have what I'm in the mood for. I make a seafood gumbo and I make a chicken and shrimp gumbo. Of course, coming from the South, you have to know how to make a gumbo. But it's all in the roux. It's a secret. But my aunt, they would go crabbing off the pier in Florida and catch the fresh crabs and shrimp. And we'd come home and clean the crabs and shrimp. And I'd watch her and my uncle clean them, and she would put them in the pot, and she'd make this big, massive pot of gumbo, and I would just sit there waiting and watching. And that's how I learned how to make gumbo, watching her, and just watching how she got that roux just right, just brown enough. It was just perfect, and it always came out great. And the best thing about gumbo is that it sits, because all the seasoning mesh together overnight. That's when it's the best. So you always need to let gumbo rest and let it sit. I have friends now who love my gumbo. If I call them up now and say, hey, I made gumbo, and the next thing I hear is, I'm on my way. So that's, and then I have friends at work who say, when are you going to make some more gumbo, or when are you going to bring gumbo in? So that's one of my, my signature dishes as well. So now I'm going to prepare my stuffing mix. I have some hot water boiling. I have my breadcrumbs here. I love my stainless steel bowl. It's one of my lovely tools. I'm going to use my seasoned breadcrumbs. My stuffing here. I got my breadcrumbs, cream chicken soup I'm going to add. How my passion for cooking got elevated was I moved from Maryland back to Atlanta in 2005 with my company I worked for about 10 years called Storehouse, and they went bankrupt. And I had just got here. I've been here probably about a year, and just bought a new house, new car, and find out that company went bankrupt. So then I had to figure out what I wanted to do. So I decided I wanted to change careers, but in the meantime, I was unemployed. Time on my hands. Trying to figure out what to do. In the meantime, I was stressing out, so as I said before, cooking relieves me of my stress. So I will cook and invite friends over. I would have happy hour, and my friend of ours, we would swap houses and do happy hour. Well, at my house for happy hours, I would have a full spread. I did a crab boil one time, shrimps and crabs, and of course I had other things I had cooked, because once you start cooking, I would go in the refrigerator and just start pulling stuff out and start cooking, and then I end up with a smorgasbord of all kind of food, as I always do. So when I have parties, people always make sure they come to my parties because they know I'm going to have a spread of food. I'll start with some appetizers, and it ends up with a whole table full of appetizers. And then I had some friends who had sampled my food that wanted me to cook for them for their 50th birthday parties and stuff. And so I did try my hand at catering, and I thought I'd try a little bit more. Hopefully I can do some more of it too. And I use it to also, like I said, measure my talents and my cooking skills to see how it measures up to people's taste, and you know how many different I'm looking for different not genders, but different origins of food I can create and prepare. So I try to cross over. Right now I'm working on my Jamaican cuisine. When I went to Jamaica, I was trying to learn how to make callaloo. And I noticed that when you talk to different people from different regions of Jamaica, they all have their own region's way of cooking certain things. So I talked to one lady, and she told me one way, and then I mentioned to another lady. She said, "Oh no, girl, that's not how you make it. You make it another way." And then they tell me that way. So then I just learned that you take a little bit from each one, try it, see which works for you, and tweak it from there. So I'm still working on that. I just keep trying to expand my cooking horizons as we go along. But I must say, that's pretty good. Pretty good. I must say that as I venture into different regions of the world of cooking, I try to find one dish and I try to perfect it, and I keep working on it until I got it to where I want it. And people go, "Oh, remember that dish you made? That was so good. That was so good." So that's part of my competitiveness. At work, when we have contests, I make sure I enter in them, because I work with Coca-Cola, and I try. And the reason I love what I do with Coca-Cola, because it allows me the time that it's Monday through Friday, which in retail I worked for 20-something years. I didn't have the time to do that. So now I work for corporate America. I have my weekends free, I have holidays, and I have a set schedule. After 5 o'clock I'm free, and I can come home and cook, do all the other things I like to do, and that's what it affords me to be able to do. So I enter cooking contests while I'm at work, and I've won 2 first-place bake-off contests, yay! And also I made a chili, great chili, and I won a chili contest. Until it's done. I add a lid over it, kind of concentrate the heat on it, and cook it throughout. I don't want to overcook it, because breast can get dry if you overcook it. And plus, it's going to be cooked, so continue the rest of the cooking with the dish already too. So if I can get it to the right temperature. Okay. As I slice this in pieces, you can see how perfectly done it is and juicy. Juicy that is. Just take a sample of this delicious. It's already. Now I'm going to dice my apples. In my pan, I have olive oil and butter. It's melted down. I'm going to add my apples till they cook till they're almost translucent. Almost, not quite. I don't want to make too mushy. I want to have just enough crispness to them. And as those cook a little bit more, I'm going to add my craisins, my cranberry raisins in there. I'm going to add the chicken, chopped chicken that I have in there. This juicy chicken I'm going to add in there. Deglaze the pan. Let those flavors mesh together. So I'm starting now? Yep. Okay. This is beautiful downtown, got the camera switch right, downtown Decatur. We have some historical buildings downtown that have been revitalized. It's kind of like the concept of an area where I'd like to have a shop, a bakery deli. You have a mixed use community here. You have work life, you have the geographic is of all ages, mostly upper, let's say, single family to your, what is it, your bumpy crowd? Family neighborhoods, school districts are great. You got a mix of different shops and businesses. There's lots of places where you can eat outside. There's active community where people jog through the neighborhoods. There's actually, downtown Decatur is built around a square. And in the square, there's lots of different restaurants down there where people sit and eat and socialize from the courthouse and also from the other restaurants in the area. I think it was voted, Decatur was voted one of the top 10 cities in the U.S. I think that's about right. Like seriously, look, there's an empty space right there. A little too big for what I want, but that's an empty spot. So there's more opportunity for more businesses to come into this area. There's lots of growth opportunity, lots of traffic, especially on the weekends. People come and they have festivals and little flea markets. And at nights on Fridays, kind of like a date night, people are out hanging out. There's a couple of bars down here. This is the square. This is the square where people come and eat lunch and stuff, and I can just see them taking my hot soups or sandwiches or a hot meal and chilling out in the neighborhood. Kind of got an eclectic group of people. Okay. I don't need to talk through the whole thing. Can I pause it? All right.
You gonna Photoshop it?
We'll make you look good.
Huh?
We'll make you look good. You have nice tight abs and big guns.
Big gun.
Well, you know. The civilian type guns.
Where y'all headed to today?
Actually, we're looking for a place for her new restaurant.
What kind of restaurant?
Bakery deli,
What is it?
like a bakery deli.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, huh? You'll be our first customer.
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
So you got families and
Can't think of anything that's coming open around here though.
yeah,
Any spots?
never know. Is it because you want to?
Y'all have a good day.
Have a good day.
More shops, people chilling, salons. He's not getting all of the big shops. It's just kind of getting. Yeah, you don't want to get these shops. Yeah. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay. It's kind of the concept of what I'm looking for. There's a couple empty spots on the other side that would work good for me. I only need one spot, so I like this area. Okay, this is the plated dish. It's the chicken breast with the apples and a cranberry all fused together with the white wine. And it's topped on a bed of arugula with a side of stuffing to give it that whole homely Thanksgiving feel. It's very tasty, very yummy. And with this dish is one of the winning dishes that I think I could enter in a contest, and I definitely would place. It's one of the winning dishes. And why it's important to me to win this contest is that it would validate my cooking abilities, my cooking skills. It would validate that my continuing efforts of trying to perfect different dishes and be better at what I do is all worth it in the end. Winning the prize, I can do so much more with it. I can get my business started with the bakery deli I really want. Hopefully I'm not sure how big the prize is, but hopefully this will be a lead to other prizes as well. But I like to be able to donate to the Multiple Myeloma Foundation, which that's a cancer that my sister has, and hopefully that some of the money that I may be able to donate will help aid and help them come in with a cure for multiple myeloma. Choose me, because I'm the winner of the next Food Network Challenge. I'm the champion.